y'all, Renee here. Hey, I am here today to share with you the August 2025 paper pumpkin. And before we get going, sorry about my hair, is still crazy. A little bit humid here today, so of course I got the big hair going on. Anyway, now you get to see, since I'm doing the two camera thing, you get to see everything. Anyway, the August 2025 paper pumpkin was amazing. As usual, I made the 9 cards that the kit makes, and then from there I took all the extras and I just got going. This particular kit this time came with 2 stamp sets, so here's what those stamp sets look like. That was very exciting. And the Stampin' Spot this time was Secret Sea, which is a new color, which I love. It reminds me of, there was a close to my heart color that someone might remember what it was. Put it down in the comments. I can't remember, but it was very similar to this, and it was a really cool color because depending on the light, it could look different colors, and yeah, it was really fun. So anyway, that's enough walking down memory lane. So here is, for those of you who are not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is a subscription service. You can no longer get this kit, but I do like to show you the kits once I make them, and then any alternative cards I made, any extra card, who's kidding who? I'm always going to make extra cards. So the extra cards that I make. So here's this month 3 of 3 different designs with envelopes, which if you've been following me, you know I hate sending pretty envelopes in the mail because they just get destroyed. I would rather destroy the envelope myself. I should go destroy the envelope myself and make some additional paper that I can use to make some additional cards. So we will put that aside. And when you get these instructions, in the box you get everything you need. So if you were going camping or anything like that and you wanted to take a little something with you to work on, this is perfect because you grab your box and everything you need is in this box. That's the size of the box. Everything you need is in the box. So go check that out. I'll have a link down below. You can look at Paper Pumpkin. And I believe it's like the 10th of each month that you need to sign up by to get the next month's box. And you can order them. You can get them individually by box, month to month. You can get, I think, a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month. So those are your options. And I believe that the shipping is included. Used to be, we would say, wait for free shipping and then order your Paper Pumpkin for a year, which is what I did. That's how I got mine. And no longer do you have to do that. I think that the shipping is included in the price, so there's nothing additional. What you see is what you pay. If that's wrong, I will put a little something across the bottom of the screen to tell you, hey, I was wrong. We'll fix it. But anyway, you get the instructions, which this is all the instructions. That's everything. That's all you need to know. You get everything you need. You get stamp sets. You get an ink spot. You even get a stamping block with your very first box, and then keep that block because you're going to need it for next ones. You get all the adhesive you need. You get your card bases. You get your die cuts if there's die cuts. You get sentiment spots. You get dimensionals. You get any ribbon. The only thing you will need for the ribbon is scissors, but you will not need a measuring tape because there's a measuring tape right here along the side, so you don't even have to carry that. And then there's also every quarter they will have an add-on of the dies that coordinate with 3 months worth of Paper Pumpkin. So this was the add-on for let's see, what was it? July, August, September? Yeah, July, August, and September were those there. So I did not buy them this time because the dies they had, I have quite a few dies like that already. So we're going to put this aside and we'll put these guys aside. And I will show you first the cards as the kit designed them, which they are very cute. Very, very cute. Now, what I did change, let's see, I changed this one. This one here I changed. They said thank you. I don't really need too many thank you cards, and the places that I donate my cards don't really ask for thank you cards. So I changed it out for just a note, which is in the stamp set. So I didn't have to bring in anything different to make these cards and to change them the way that I needed them changed. Let's see, what else did I do? I think that's the only thing I changed, really. Yeah. So I loved how they had you do this background stamping on the card bases. These card bases this time were quite simple. Now what I do on all of these cards is the first thing I do when I get the kit is I cut all the card bases in half, because I just put them on white card bases, because there is no need to be using pretty paper for the front and the back. That's just crazy talk. So I cut them in half, but I think these turned out really cute. I love how they have all the dimension. I don't know if you can see that. There's a lot of dimension in each one of these. And I love this looking out the window. This one was so fast and easy to make, and just really turned out great. So when I will tell you, when I got this set and I looked, this kit, and I looked at the card bases, they were kind of plain, because the other side of the card base is this print right here, which is kind of just a really, really light speckle on a just barely off-white background. And I thought, oh, I don't really have much inspiration from this. Let me tell you what, I ended up making more cards from this paper pumpkin than I've made for any of my other paper pumpkins, which is saying something. I think I ended up with 41 cards altogether. That's just crazy. So no more talking. Let's just show them. Okay, so here are all my extra cards that I made from the envelopes, the other side of the card bases, and then some just additional stuff that I brought in. So a lot of them are very similar, because once I found a design I liked, I just kept using it. So what I did for these cards is I grabbed an ephemera pack, and let me see, do I have that ephemera pack here? You know what? Hold on, it's on my little cart, because I was using it for some other cards that I'm working on. So, oh, you know what? Unfortunately, it's this ephemera pack, something for everything, and I believe this one might be retired. I'm not sure. If it's still available, I will put a little ticker across the bottom to let you know that this ephemera pack is still available. But really, you can do this with any of the ephemera packs. And I had a ball using this ephemera pack. It had so many little images, and I just started pulling images. And what I found is, since the other side of the card base was just really plain, it lent itself well to me being able to just, okay, we're going to pull those. It lent itself really easily to me just being able to pull cardstock and mix and match. Now what I did was, from the flaps of these envelopes right here, I cut out a bunch of tags using just an old tag die. I don't even remember who it came from. It was just some old tag die I had. And I cut out a bunch of as many tags as I could get out of the envelopes. So I ended up with 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of these kind of cards. So, and then what I did from there is I went to the ephemera pack, and I found ephemera that would go along with this flap color, which this flap color is Secret C. Oh my God, Secret C goes with everything. At least that's what I found. So let's see what we've got here. So this one this is a Secret C, and what I did was I just brought in some solid color cardstock from my stash. And so I've got Secret C back here, another color here, cut another one of the tags, and then grabbed the ephemera, stuck that on there, and then grabbed some sentiments from the stamp set and just created these little cards. And then these little guys right here that look like brads are actually these guys here called pressed flower motifs, and they turned out perfect. The large size worked out perfectly to look like a brad, but without all the bulk from brad and not having to punch holes in things to put the brad on. I just glued it down. So I'm just going to show you these real quick. If you really need to know what the colors are that I used, put me a little note down and I will get back to you on that. I'll have to look it up. So here's this one. And then as I was going along, I'm like, those backgrounds look a little bit boring, so let's do some splatters. So I brought in a bunch of ink colors: Secret Sea, Blackberry Bliss, Lost Lagoon, Petunia Pop, and Mossy Meadow. And what I did was I just put it down on my glass mat and then took my water brush, teeny tiny bit of water, and then just flicked it all across the back to make that look. And then again, a piece from the ephemera. And then the coffee one. You know what? This looks like Cajun Craze. I bet you I didn't grab all my colors that I used, because I'm always working on so much stuff at one time that I grab my inks and use them all over the place. But I really thought this one was cute with the little coffee cup. That was the other thing that I really liked about this ephemera pack, was the colors in here match all of the cardstock. So it was really easy to get things that went together. So that was cute. And then this one, you know what? This doesn't look like Mossy Meadow. This looks more like spruced. Something spruce. I'm still working on it. Love that. Little birdie. And then I thought that one was cute. And I think this one is actually Strawberry Slush, if I got the name right. Then, let's see, these were some of the first ones I made, were the yellow ones, before I realized, hey, I need to put splatter on things. So there's those two. And then my first thought was to update the background by running it through a embossing folder. So this embossing folder is the Forever Plaid embossing folder. I think I have it right here. So this is what it looks like, Forever Plaid. I love this embossing folder. It's huge, so it works great not only for cards, but it also works really well for scrapbooking. So that was I'll just put that there so we have everything in one place. So I tried it with that, and then my next thing was, let's do some splatter. So I just started playing. I just had all kinds of fun. So there is that. Then let's see, what next one should I show you? I think I'll show you these ones I made with the, looks like I missed one. Oh, here's one more that I made with that same design as the other ones. But this time I used that bonus stamp set. I made the little teapot, and then I put the flowers in the teapot, and then I used these little flowers to stamp on top with different colors. So this was the first one I made, and I was like, oh, that teapot seems a little bit too dark. And then this is where I used Mossy Meadow and Petunia Pop and Blackberry Bliss. And then I can't remember what color. I want to say Crumb Cake maybe is that background, so that it's light, so I could put other things on top of it and it would show up. And then this paper is from, yeah, leave it to me to pull out everything to show you. And I didn't even pull out the papers that I used. It's that one that has, it's a 6x6. Which one is it? It's a 6x6 one. Ugh, I don't know what I did with it. It's one that I've been kind of hoarding. Here it is. Beautiful Gallery. It's the one that I've been kind of hoarding because it has these full, beautiful watercolored images. And I'm like, I don't want to cut into them because they're so beautiful. But like the other side has really nice neutral kind of looks that you can use. And I used, which one did I use? I used one of these. Ooh, I wonder if I used it all up. Ooh, I didn't mean to do that, because I told myself, you can cut into this. Don't worry about it. Just save one of each of the pretty papers and you'll be fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, we saw how well that worked. Then this background is from Utterly Adorable paper. I love that paper, and I love the way this just gives a really nice marbled look. So I did several of those. Just did them on ovals this time, and then this is some retired ribbon that I think I used the very last of it. So I did those as well, and this time I pulled in Lost Lagoon to add a little bit different of a color, and I stamped the teapot in Secret Sea, and then I colored the teapot with Pool Party, and I really like the way that came out. That was the color combination that went, okay, I really like this, so that's what I did with everything. So these are all the same. And then I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try a different, this is another paper from the Beautiful Gallery. And I thought it looked really nice with the Blackberry Bliss. And then this ribbon, hold on, I will show you the ribbon. This is the ribbon that I won. Those of you who've been around, I won this at a demo event. And it is called, and we still have this, it's awesome. I never would have bought it, but I've been finding myself using it over and over. It's called Irregular Weave Trim. And I just love this stuff. Just love it. I'm using it all over the place, and it's a huge roll. So that's what I did for this one, and that's what I did for this one. The same kind of an idea, but using Pool Party in the background and another piece of the beautiful gallery paper. I have to keep looking over because I set it down. See, I got to remember, you can see you can see my face, you can see what I'm doing, so I need to be careful. Make sure I don't pick my nose or nothing. Anyway, so then I had some pieces still left from the envelope flaps, and also the envelopes themselves were kind of an off-white, so I used it quite a bit on the next cards I'm going to show you. But what I did next was I then took the little pieces that I had left from the envelope flaps and found dies and just started cutting everything I possibly could out of those envelope flaps. So I made 4 of these, all exactly the same. This is just an old die from my stash. This is that Secret Sea color. Isn't it beautiful? And this is Timid Tiger. That's our new orange, and I love it. And then this piece was from one of the card bases. The reason I got 4 cards out of this is I originally thought, okay, I'm going to make a background. And so originally my background kind of looked like, ignore the Secret Sea and the Timid Tiger. And so it was was it like a 4 by 5 1/4, something like that background. And I just did dots. And so I had 12 dots across the whole background. I'm like, oh, that's too much. It's making my eyes hurt. So then I thought, what if I cut that into 4 strips and just add solid color cardstock and make some very simple but very striking cards? There you go. And then I still had some more of the envelope flaps left. So I used another small die and I cut these guys out. And then I layered some classic ribbon. It's kind of let's see if it has a color on it. Basic beige classic ribbon behind it. And then this is Strawberry Slush. I'm loving that color, Strawberry Slush. And then these right here are the backs of the card bases that I cut in half. So love the way these came out. These ones I glued directly down. These ones I put up on dimensionals, and I think I like the dimensional ones better. I think it's probably hard to tell on the video, but this is the one with dimensional, and I think it looks nicer, more, I don't know, polished. Then I'm still trying to use, for those of you who've been around for a little bit anyway, I'm still trying to use that Mercury vellum paper I have that I got from the clearance. Oh, if you didn't get any, I'm so sorry. Keep your eye out because this stuff is awesome. And I used an oldie but goodie die that I've used a million times. And I made 4 exactly the same. And this is the backs of the card bases that I cut in half. And then I used just black cardstock to create a shadow when I put it down. And I actually glued 2 black and the vellum Mercury paper together to make a thick piece of the XOXO, and then glued that down on top of the black, just off to the side. So there's 3 layers of black all together to make those, and they were actually very simple to make. So there's those. Then what I had left over, I was just gonna toss it because I had strips of the card backing because I cut some down, and then I also had some pieces left over from the envelopes, and I'm like, okay, these are just little strips of paper. I'm just going to get rid of them. And I thought, wait a minute. I did this weaving thing years ago. And so I just started weaving paper together, really simple to do, and created these. So that's the other card backgrounds. And then some Timid Tiger. And then this Happy Birthday. I have a goal next year of sending birthday cards. So I'm trying to make birthday cards out of just about everything I can. And that came from the December 2024 Paper Pumpkin stamp set. I love these stamp sets. I use them over and over and over again. So that's what I did here. So I made 2 that are kind of rectangular and then 2 that are square. And then this ribbon is, again, the basic beige classic ribbon. And that's how I made those cards. So like I said, 40 cards altogether. It was so much fun. And this was from a kit that I thought that because the card bases were a little bit boring, to tell you the truth, that I wouldn't really be able to make anything extra from them. And look what happened. I have all these cards. So, and these cards. I forgot, there's more. Look at this mess. So anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here with me while I did this particular paper pumpkin. And I will be back soon with another paper pumpkin for you. I've got one more in my stash. Well, more than one more, but one more in my stash that I've been working on and I'm almost done with. So hopefully I will have that video for you in the not too distant future. And with that, I will let you go. Hope you're having a great day and I will see you in the next one. Bye.